Good evening. Hello. That's not the energy that I want in the room. So I'll start again. Good evening. You know what? You've been, sitting for almost an hour or two or three, not moving. Could you please stand up? I want you to stand up. I want you to stretch. So please stand up. I promise you, my presentation, my talk will be 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes, but it's gonna change the way you do things. So I want you to stretch, and I will say good evening again. And if I don't have the energy, I'll do something more crazy. All right? So good evening. Okay, I'll accept it. Please sit down. So first of all, raise your hand if my name sounds familiar to you. Raise your hand as you don't know who the hell this guy is standing over here and asking you to stand up. Awesome. Thank you so much for staying. But I'll promise you, this 10 minutes, 15 minutes will change the way you do things. All right? So as you have seen the Game of Thrones chair over here, I mean it. Not because I'm an egotistical person, but I have the ability to spot trends. Who's familiar with a concept called podcasting? Raise your hand. Wow, almost everyone. When I started my podcast back in 2013, nobody knew what is a podcast. Nobody. So when the wave hit of the AI and everybody talking about an AI, that was a year ago, I was watching and waiting for the AI to really transform the way we do things. And guess what? I've been practicing and testing the best models available that would help me, my client, and my businesses. So, who's here familiar with an application called Pi, Personal Assistant? No one. Okay. That AI tool opened my eyes widely into the spectrum. I've been using it for almost a year before I used ChatGPT. But when I jumped into ChatGPT with the recent updates, I said, wow, I think 5 years from now, nobody would need a consultant. Nobody would need someone as a solo entrepreneur. You don't need an advice from anyone if you know how to use it. So what's going to happen? People are saying AI will change the world and people will be fired from their jobs because it will be replaced by AI. So let me tell you the fact. Who remember back in the old days, maybe my generation, maybe a little bit later, ICDL certification. When you apply for the job, people will ask you, do you have ICDL? Do you know how to use Microsoft and Excel? All right? So what's going to happen in the near future when you go to an interview, they would ask you, do you know how to use AI? And if you say no, there is higher probability you won't be accepted. So people using AI will be replaced by people not using AI. And this is coming. So, how many of you have used AI? Okay. That's awesome. And let me give you the great news. It's very simple and you can master it. But yet, not easy to use. You need to know how to use it. All right? Because AI requires HI. Do you know what is HI? Human intelligence. AI is just a computer. It's just a software. And you have the power of information of the globe. With one prompt you write, and you get information about it. So, if you are a smart person using AI, oh my God, you cannot imagine what could happen. And I will give you a tool by the end of the today so you can play with it and you would understand what's happening. How many of you over here are freelancers? Okay, awesome. Back in 2018, I did a master class called Freelancer Success Masterclass, where I worked with entrepreneurs, especially in the creative freelancing, to help them define their services, build their product, pricing, and do marketing. That was back in 2018. And if you ask me today, would you do it again? I would say no. Because with AI, it's magical what's happening. People, they don't need Khalid anymore. And a matter of fact, I'm transforming my business today as Etlaq. When you go to etlaq.com, you would see a website that's split into half. Do you want to go to Etlaq today, or you want to go to Etlaq AI? Why I'm doing that? Why do you think I'm doing that? Khalid, it hurts your business. I'm into consulting. I help businesses and entrepreneurs in marketing and business. It would hurt, yeah. But guess what? AI requires what? HI. So, what if I give you today, even if you are not attending my workshop tomorrow, a 24/7 business advisor in your pocket? You can use it anytime. More powerful than ChatGPT itself. Who's interested? Okay, cool. Scan this QR code. What you will end up with, something called Etlaq GPT. Etlaq GPT is a very customized GPT that helps you as a freelancer, as a business owner, for whatever you want when it comes to business and marketing. Just yesterday or day before yesterday, I had a conversation with Foz. And I asked Foz, listen, I don't want to jump into Kilmitain and deliver just a workshop. I want to give them even more. I was like, I have a lot of crazy ideas. So I asked her over the phone, what's the biggest challenges that freelancers face today based on your interaction and the event? And she highlighted a couple of the things. I said, you know what? Let me update my Etlaq GPT with a framework. Do you know what framework stands for? A system, tools, designed in a way to give you a specific outcome. All right? So, now we are in Etlaq GPT, inside ChatGPT. I want you to write a prompt for whatever question that you have in your head right now related to what you do. Ask any question. And it would be great if you can share the results with us. You know, since you are writing the prompt and people just listening to me, that's awesome. You know, Etlaq Intelligence Workshop that you're gonna witness tomorrow if you are attending. Already 3-4 days ago, one of the users who attended one of my previous workshops, he launched his business in September 2023 last year. And earlier this month, he actually sent me a voice note saying, I don't know what happened in my business, but my sales is the highest since I started my own business. Maybe it's your workshop, maybe it's your Etlaq GPT. I said, okay, I'm interested to know more about it. He said, I would go to your GPT and I'll ask questions. It gives me ideas, I implement the ideas, and it works. I said, wow, that's awesome. So can you tell me, because I need to validate. So I asked him, what was your sales before using the GPT and what was after? And guess what? His sales quadrupled 4x. So if he was making, let's say, 100 KD a month, he was making 400 KD a month. He said, not me, during the last year, I met a lot of entrepreneurs. I worked with a lot of consultants, and guess what? No results whatsoever. But your GPT and your workshop, because in the workshop I teach people how to use it. It has changed the way he does things. Last month, the last workshop that I did publicly for Etlaq GPT, Etlaq Intelligence, I had the CEO of PepsiCo in the class. It was a small, tiny group of 5 people working with them in the workshop. He said, I'm here to get to know what is this AI and how can I use it in my work or in my life. Said, okay, let's see how it works. So the first interaction was normal, like what you just said, or actually what you just typed. I want to write a press release because they're launching a product for the product X. Write me a press release. I didn't tell him how to do anything. I just asked him to write the prompt. And he was happy. He liked the output. And then I asked him to add an extra step that changed the way and the outcome. I told him, since you are writing a press release, I want you to write the following prompt. Act like a journalist with a 25 years experience who works in a New York Times newspaper and help me write a press release for the product X, and enter. Just a small thing. Not just act as an experienced 25 years old or 25 years experience, no, who works in the New York Times, which means give me a quality of a press release that I can use in the best newspaper in the US. Guess what happened when he actually hit the enter? He jumped off his chair, said, "This is crazy." I said, "Well, the fun just getting started." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I'm sure you are working in a launch right now, right?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Yes, because I have a framework for helping you launch what you do." So I told him, right now, I want you to write the following. We are planning to launch the product in Kuwait market with a budget. He said, "I don't have a budget." I said, "Give him a number, a budget." He said, 20, 30,000. I said, "Inshallah, 50,000. Just write it down and ask the GPT to write you a launch plan." Guess what happened? Enter. What happened? He jumped the next time from his chair. Said, "You know what? I need to take a break. I need to drink a coffee because this is damn crazy." Why I'm sharing all this to you? The ChatGPT or the Etlaq GPT he has been using has been trained by me. My experience in launches, by the way, I'm the person who invented a word called launch in Kuwait back in 2009. Nobody knew what is a product launch, by the way. Kilmat Etlaq, Etlaq.com costed my business 5,000 KD to acquire it. And now we are preparing Etlaq.ai. I'm just giving you a glimpse of what's coming in the future. Some of the people, they said you can use Mid-Journey. Okay, let me ask this question. Who of you over here is a graphic designer? Who's afraid that ChatGPT would replace you? No one. Yeah, no one. Do you know who could replace a graphic designer? A person who knows exactly all the knowledge and information about the graphic design, who could write a proper prompt to give him exactly what he wants. The same thing with Runway ML. If you have a photo, you want to turn it into a video. I can't put it into Runway ML. I said, "You know what? Just move the photo and make it a video." But if you have an experience in video editing, you would say, "You know what? I want you to animate. I want you to move this photo and make it a video using a long shot with the movement of a camera in a certain way till you reach the close-up." What happened right now? The outcome will be different, correct? Okay, how did I know about this? Because back in 2008, part of my quest of learning and attending courses and events and stuff like that, I attended a workshop with a guy called Andy Jenkins. He was the assistant producer of a film called Lord of the Ring. Okay, Khalid, are you a videographer? No. Are you a photographer? I have some skills, but no. But why did I learn videography back in 2008? Because I knew back then video will be a big thing when it comes to websites, when it comes to social media. So if it's one thing you would leave today with, is I have a framework for all of you freelancers, okay? How many of you want to have a new clients by the end of next week? Mahad, you don't want new clients? Want to want clients? You know, I'm leaving the stage then. Okay, what I want you to do, I want you to use the GPT tonight and say the following. Listen, I'm a graphic designer. I would like to get your help to build my business model, define my services, and draft a plan for me to attract new clients by the end of the week. And by the way, I want you to give me ideas, content for social media. And please, when it comes to the content of the social media, I want it in Arabic and in English. Guess what will happen? You will have it all. Oh, by the way, my GPT by default يتكلم كويتي إذا بتتكلم وياه بالعربي. فإتس programmed that way. لما تقول له عربي تبي لغة عربية فصحى قول له حول لي العربي هذا إلى لغة عربية فصحى. By default it switched to عربي كويتي. So that's what I have for you. So how many of you have signed up for the workshop, which is tomorrow? One? Okay, good, awesome. So no, there is no pressure. If you don't want to attend tomorrow, that's okay. But in the workshop, I will teach 3 major things. I will teach prompt engineering. How do you write your command, which is the heart of AI so far. 2, fine-tuning the results that you get from ChatGPT in a way you want it to be, not forced by ChatGPT. إنك تاخذها شيء مسلم وتطبقه عندك في البزنس. So you are using something that you really want. And then we're going to talk about a bit of tiny tricks for motivations. How many of you over here write emails to potential clients? Awesome. How much time do you spend for writing an email? 5, 10 minutes? Awesome. You know, I write my emails nowadays in less than a minute and a half. I would go to my GPT. I would say, listen, I have an inquiry about this service that I have because already it knows my product and my services. And I would like to really share my thoughts and ideas how they can implement it in their business. I will put their brand as well. And please highlight the facts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enter, 30 seconds, get the outcome. Then what I do is I take it to the email editor. I will fix the context, the grammars and stuff like that. I would remove the first sentence, I hope you are well. How many of you have received an email that starts, I hope you are well? So yeah, mostly ChatGPT would write it that way. So I would change it. I will make it to my own tone. ChatGPT, with time, it would learn your writing skills. With time. So it can speak like you. I have a friend who used it when I actually was beta testing the GPT. And he asked a question, he got the result. And he asked back to, Etlaq GPT, I don't know, why do I feel like I'm talking to Khalid Al-Zanki, not his GPT? And guess what? GPT answered back, said, that's awesome if I am able to really communicate the way that Khalid's communicate with you in person or on stage. What happened? Because I've been teaching the AI model to act that way. So thank you so much for attending today. I know إن نهاية اليوم صعب إن الناس تقعد لآخر شيء. Thank you so much for being part of كلمتين. وأتمنى لكم يوم سعيد. By the way, باكر راح أكون موجود إن شاء الله نبكر قبل الوركشوب. اللي عنده أي سؤال باكر عنده شيء بيشاركني فيه سوى شيء يخرع يبي يشاركني فيه. I always seek advice and help in order to make this GPT better for you and for others in the future. And have a good day, guys. Thank you.